Hey y'all. Oh my gosh, where are my glasses? I can't see. I don't know where my glasses are. Hey y'all. I'm never ready. They should be right here. Where are my glasses, y'all? Well, okay. There's a pair over here. They might work for me today. How's everybody doing? Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate it. I can't see nothing out of these glasses. Nothing. I'm gonna have to go get my glasses, my real glasses, because I can't see out of these. Ugh. Hey Mike, how you doing? Hey guys, it's I for me. It's good to see you. Y'all. Seems like something always happens at the last minute. Now I can't find my glasses. I think I for a person who can't see without their glasses, I lose my glasses an awful lot. They're not lost. They just in a different room. They're just in a different place. But for a person who can't see without their glasses, it's kind of ridiculous, don't you think? That I can't find my glasses when I need them. It's crazy. What you eating, Mike? Cooking food for the week. Oh, you are so good. Meal prep. Meal prep. Yeah, that's what we should do. This hat is giving me. I might end up taking it off. Only reason I have this hat on is because my twist was going every which way. But it's driving. You know what? I don't want this hat on. I'm gonna put this hat on. That's better. Now you can't see my face. I don't know what's wrong with me, y'all. Anyways, I'm blinking my eyes. Maybe I can see with these glasses after all. Okay. Too hot to cook, so this makes it easier. That is true. So far I've made beans, rice, salad, and more pickles. What kind of pickles you making? And how do you make your pickles? Yeah, now I can make easy meals like saute some garden veggies over rice. That is true. Mike, you still doing one meal a day? Oh, ads. Oh, you in the ads? Okay. Y'all, let me just say thank you. I appreciate you indulging me. I appreciate you watching ads when you do. Um, I'm trying to figure out this thing. I may end up just starting to turn the ads off on the live streams. These glasses I can't really see out of. These glasses are probably 3 or 4 prescriptions old. So, but I keep my old glasses because I lose glasses all the time. And so, even if I lose glasses, I've got at least 4 or 5 pair of glasses around here that have got a prescription of some ilk in them. They not. It's not the most current prescription, but it's better than I can still see better with them than I can without them. Oh, that was interesting. Yeah. These are bifocals too. And yeah, that part. I can't see in the top part, but I can see in the bifocal part. Okay. Now we know how to better. Okay. That works. Oh, at least they weren't long. Yeah, I got on some ad on some um video the other day and it was like epic long it didn't have a skip button on it. I finally just closed the whole thing out. It's like I don't know what this is all about, but I'm certainly not going to sit here and watch that. That's crazy. I just use Old Bron and add cucumbers and zucchini and knobs, etc. from the garden. Okay, I don't know what that word is. Um, hold on a second. Yeah, uh, onions. That word is onions. I figured it out by looking down at the keyboard to see which letters were next to the ones that didn't make sense, Mike. Isn't that funny? Because I make those same mistakes. I hit an adjacent key easily, especially if I'm on the phone, on the keyboard on the phone. I'll hit an adjacent key real quick, and so I'll get a number or excuse me, a strange letter. Yeah. That part, because I have fat fingers, and so I'm always hitting adjacent numbers on your tablet. Yeah, but yeah, I do that with that. I call them cheater pickles. I think I actually made a video. Um, I made a little short video a couple years ago about my cheater pickles. I will put cucumbers, fresh cucumbers, in any brine that I have, and so it could be store bought pickles. I'll just throw them in the jar with those, or it could be homemade pickles that I've made before, and I'll just throw them in the jar with those, or it could be some brine that I made for making pickles, and I threw that in the refrigerator. I'll throw it in those too. I just call them cheaters. They're cheater pickles because it works. I did a short yesterday. Did I see your short that you did yesterday, Mike? I don't know if I saw it or not. I have to say, hey, Points Blank. Did I miss anybody? Hold on, let me make sure I spoke to everybody. There's a couple people in the bushes. Hey, people in the bushes. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being in the bushes. Don't forget to hit the like button. I have to say that. Okay, yeah. I think I got everybody, but yeah. Yeah. Hey, Points Blank. I I was in the bushes on your live today. I didn't jump in there because I didn't have any. I don't have no dog in that show. Um, no horse, no pony, no dog in that show at all. If y'all don't know, go back and check out Points Blank's live. He was talking about um, dating um, these days, and yeah, for older people, for adults. He was not talking. We're not talking about young folks, I guess necessarily. I think he was talking about for adults over 30, over 40 maybe. I don't think he was talking about young folks necessarily, but I mean, I think some of the things that he was saying, I almost sent a message to my son and told him to look at it. Watch this. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have no dog or pony in that show. So I listened to it for a little bit, and I can see the points that were being made. I can see that, but when it comes right down to it, uh, yeah, I'm not in that game anymore. And I haven't been in a long time. I had an anniversary this month. I'm trying not to say much about it because nobody remembered it, which is kind of sad that nobody remembered the anniversary, and I mean nobody. It just came and went. That was like, wow, that's pretty bad when you've been married for 31 years and nobody knows when your anniversary is. But anyway, but yeah, so yeah, I don't have no dog in that show, and to be honest, when it comes to dating, never gonna do it again. Never gonna do it again at all. Um, I just, yeah. Anyways, moving right along. Moving right along. Okay, the air is blowing and I'm cold. It'll stop blowing here in a minute, and I won't be cold. Y'all know how it goes. Blanket on, blanket off. Send it to your son. It was for all ages. I might send it to him. I have to be careful about what I send to my sons because they're young. They're very young. They're in their 20s, and I'm tired of them going, "Mama, Mama." So yeah, because I'll send them stuff that embarrasses them. Of course, this summer is your 27. Congratulations! Thank y'all. Y'all are so sweet. Y'all are so sweet. Oh, speaking of sweet, this doesn't have anything to do with sweet, but if y'all know Andale, please put up a prayer for her comfort and her bereavement this time. I don't think there was much said about it, but she did post the obituary for her husband. So, um, and that's when I said, thinking of sweet, she's a very sweet lady. I love her dearly, and She and Words were just, they're just kind people. And so I know she's going through it right now. So please, if you're praying people, please pray for her and her family. Just God's peace and comfort, um, as she goes through this time of bereavement. Um, they were God fearing people, so I know she's okay. But anyways, just take a moment, please. Thank you and thank you. I'm drinking tea tonight. What are y'all drinking? What's in your cup? What's on your hook? I'm drinking tea. This is TT's Urban Pantry's Breathe Better. I think it's called Breathe Better, Breathe Right, Breathe something tea. I have been having some allergy and congestion. Um, oh, that's so funny. The universe conspires in your favor. Step out on faith. Hmm. Anyways, just the timing of it. Um, some allergies and just sinus congestion, drainage stuff going on, and it's been going on for a while. I was taking Claritin, and Claritin wasn't helping, so I just stopped taking it. And I'm fine during the day, but when I lay down, oh my gosh, it's like, am I going to choke to death? Come on now, what is going on? So I got my tea out, and TT's Urban Pantry. She does tea blends, and I think this is called Breathe Better, but it's got elderberry, mullein. I don't even know what all is in it. It's got some stuff in it, some stuff. And it's a good tasting tea. I did put a touch of honey in it and a touch of lemon in it because allergies. But other than that, I'll drink it without sweetener and without lemon as well. And it's not one of those that tastes like medicine. It just tastes like a nice herbal tea. Hibiscus is my go-to. It's definitely my go-to. I drink it most of the time, but I'm out. I think I have one more tea bag of it left. But the thing about it is I have two big jars of sorrel hibiscus somewhere that I've dried somewhere. So I really don't need to buy any more hibiscus tea, but I always buy it. I buy it every time I get out of it. I buy a couple of boxes of it. I just can't help myself from buying it. And it's a blend. The one I use is a blend. I think I've shown it to you before. It's called Passion by Tazo. I think it's Tazo. Yeah, I've shown it to you before. I can't remember who it's by, but yeah, hibiscus is my um is my go-to. That is funny, Mike. I used to despise plain water, and then I got a countertop water filtration system. Um, and I got me one of those ppm, whatever them things are, meters to test my water. And when I get it out of the filter, it has nothing in it. It reads zero or close to zero. Whereas it's close to 200 of dissolved solids when it comes out the faucet. And so I use that filtered water, and then I add back minerals. The same way when you buy bottled water in the store and they say they add minerals to enhance the flavor. Well, I add back minerals to it because I need a balance of those those three minerals that go together: sodium, potassium, and magnesium. Those three, that if you take them, any of them, separately or out of balance, it throws your whole electrolyte system off. Well, I add those back to my water, and now I can drink it. When I filter that water, it has no taste at all. I can drink it, and then add the minerals back, and it seems to help with my hydration. So I can drink it. But I used to despise water. In fact, it would give me indigestion. Plain water, I would drink plain water, and I would get indigestion. And it's like, that's ridiculous. But the filtered water doesn't bother me at all. And so, and I'm not I'm not giving a plug for the company because I'm not. I'm just saying. I did some research. I found one that I wanted, and I bought one. And yeah, I do like sparkling water. Oh, I want a Soda Stream. I thought about getting a Soda Stream because I buy sparkling water. I get it from Aldi, and I'll get the plain one or the essence ones. They're not even really flavored. They just kind of have an essence in them. But I do like sparkling water. Now that's something I can drink straight up. Um, and I thought about getting a Soda Stream for that very reason because I do like those. It's probably cheaper in the long run. But anyways, so y'all, I'm gonna tell you, y'all need to hold me accountable. All the things that I said I was gonna do last week, I didn't do. And I'm looking over here to see if I have my notebook, but I think I took it in the room. No, it might be over here. But all the things I said I was gonna do, I have to look and see if I wrote it in here. I didn't do. No, 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 no. But I'm gonna do them because breathe, y'all. Take a deep breath in slowly. Out through your mouth. Yeah, that's the first step to living. Yeah, I want to show y'all brassicas. I'm supposed to be starting seeds, and I haven't started seeds. So while I'm sitting here, I have this container right here. There's nothing in it. And I have these cups right here. There's soil in them. And I'm going to pour some of this soil into this container right here. That's enough. Right here, y'all see? I got some soil right there. I poured some soil in there. And then I'm going to put some brassica seeds in here. See? And I don't even care what they are. Actually, I do care. I'm going to put in, oh, I should put in some kale. If I don't have what, oh, I'm going to be so mad. I'm going to be so mad if I don't have what I want. Because I think I got another container of brassicas. What is this? What is this? What is this? Giant red mustard. These are saved seeds. I can tell you they're saved seeds because see how many there's in there? I need to have started mine a month ago. I want these for winter. These are saved seeds, giant red mustard, and I'm going to put on half. I'm going to just drop some in here on half of this. And once they start to come up, then I'll put them outside. And that's way too many. I mean, yes, that's way too many. But yeah. But I said I was gonna do it last week, and I said I was gonna do it week before last. And did I get it done? No. And I gotta find some more brassicas. This can't be all of them because I know I got more. I should do some kale, but that's not really what I want to do. I need to do this 1,000 head kale. Look, I'm not doing it because that's not what I want. Okay, I got mustard. I don't want kale. Do I have more brassicas? Miscellaneous herbs, spinach, herbs. Nope. I don't want no beets. Okay. Okay, well, where are they? Then there must be a container missing. But anyway, see? I did it. I put the seeds in here. Now I'm just going to water them in. Have to water them in. I'm going to have to do that after the live and cover them up and then let them do what they do. I just put them in here I'll water them in real good. And once they start popping up, then I'll get them outside. Ugh. But why haven't I done that? Especially since I had the soil. I had the container with the soil. I had the container to put it in. I had this everything I needed, except myself getting it done. Okay, Mike. I do need to start some more lettuce. I harvested my lime basil the other day. It was an indoor harvest. I don't see. Where's my other brassica? Cabbage. Okay, I'll do cabbage. I'll do cabbage. What is this? What is this? Ugh. These are all miscellaneous, so I don't know what these are. Oh, that's parsley. Miscellaneous. Calendula, chamomile. Oh, I should do those. I don't know about that. Honey, Italian dandelion. That should be good, actually. I will. Okay. I need to do some collards. And for some reason, I don't see my collards. And I know I have a ton of collards. But how did I label it? That's the question. Lettuce, cucumber, cabbage, flowers. What happened to that thing I just had? Spinach, herbs, miscellaneous, collards. There you go. So I thought I had enough collards that I had them separately. And I did. And so I had enough collards. Kohlrabi. What is this? Is this miscellaneous? And then I had a bunch that got mixed up and I didn't know what was what. And I just called it miscellaneous brassicas because I don't know what it was. Where are the rest of my collard seeds? That is kind of crazy. These are cabbage and collards. I bet you these are collards. Some more saved. Oh my goodness gracious. The seeds are just jumping all around. I have more cabbage seeds than anybody. I found a tree collard growing on one of my green stalks. Ooh, are you going to transplant it out of there? Will it get too big? Won't it get too big for it? Let's see what these are. Oh, these are baby bok choy. They're also collected. I don't want this. I want collards. I don't know where my collard seeds are. I might not have any, honest. To be honest, I might not have any, but I should. I really should. So, okay, since I can't find the collards right now, I'm going to plant some cabbage in here, and then I'll have to search for collard seeds tomorrow. But, cabbage, y'all, I know y'all don't think I'm crazy, but these are cabbage seeds, right? These are all cabbage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are also cabbage. All cabbage. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've got 10 different cabbages. Chinese cabbage. This is crazy. Chinese cabbage. Savory perfection cabbage. Red rock cabbage. Red acre cabbage. Golden acre cabbage. Shoot, I cannot see this. These glasses are not helpful. Chinese cabbage number 2. This is not all of them either. I got some more somewhere else. Come to think about it. Early golden acre. Golden acre, another golden acre. This is a choy, pak choy. This is a baby choy, and it's another red acre. I got some more red acre somewhere. I'm gonna plant the red rock. Yeah, you're gonna move it. Yeah, I think they're too. I think they're probably too big for green stalks. But yeah, I'm gonna plant red rock. So red rock and the giant red woo, mustard are what's going in here tonight. And I'm not gonna know which is which because I'm not gonna label it. I'm just putting half on one side and half on the other. I'm not gonna know which side is on because I'm not gonna label it because I don't care. When it gets ready to harvest, I'll know what it is. But yeah, what was that, 10? Oh shoot, I said I was gonna put the dandelions. Okay, I'll do another container. I got another container over there I can do. I was gonna do these Italian dandelions. Let's see that Italian dandelion too. But I gotta find my collards because I need some collards. But anyways, I did it, y'all. I did it. I'm so proud of me. I don't know what it is. Oh, yeah. So the topic for today was, is your head in the game? Because mine is definitely not in the game because I can't seem to get anything done. But yeah, I'm easily distracted by nothing at all. It doesn't take anything in particular to distract me. Um, it's just, okay, there you go. Got those back in the container. Let me draw a line in the sand. Just going to use a pencil to separate one side from another so I'll know which side is which. Actually, I'll know because, well, I'll know the mustard. The mustard is easy, but they all, I mean, once they start growing, they look different. It's no big deal, but I just need to know where the line is. So, yeah, got them in here. All I got to do now is water them in, put the lid on, and we should have germination in a few days. And once they get up a little bit of size on them, I'm going to transplant them outside. I've got containers all ready for them to go. I've got spots in my, got lots of spots. Got spots in my green stalk. I've got some standalone containers. I've got spots in a couple of raised beds. So whatever comes up, I'll have a place for them. And yay, done. Okay. I know y'all. I'm just as crazy as can be. Thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for coming on and hanging out with me while I'm being a little bit on the crazy side. But yeah, is your head in the game? That's how I have to ask myself sometimes. What and why are you doing this? What's your reason? Do you have a why? What's your why? Um, because obviously I'm not growing food to feed myself. And the reason I say obvious is because I'm not growing enough of anything to feed myself. I'm growing enough of something to enhance my meals, but I'm not growing enough um to feed myself. I'm still tied to the grocery store and all of that. Mm, got a little tickle in my throat. Um, but yeah, yeah, that part. Um, but yeah, that's my thing. I would talk about I want to eat clean food. I don't. I really don't. Um, I want to be able to eat whatever I want to eat and not have consequences. But since that's not going to happen because there's consequences for everything that we do, that I do try harder to eat real food and to eat whole foods. And so that's one of the things on most of my videos where doesn't really matter if it's a cooking video, if it's a gardening video, almost all the time you'll get the hashtag eat real food, because that's what I want to do is I want to eat real food. I want to eat greens that are really grown in soil. I mean, I'm not picky about hydroponics either, but I want to that's really grown. I don't want to eat anything that was lab grown necessarily. I mean, I do get it. If we come to a point in time in the society where it's simply impossible for us to grow real food, and only thing that we can have is lab grown food, then I mean, I'm not going to starve to death. But on the other side of that, as long as there's a possibility of me growing food, as long as there's a possibility of me growing food that I know where it's sourced from, I'm going to keep growing food and eating real food. And when I'm not growing it, I'm not, I don't have the ability to grow it, I'm going to do the best that I can to source real food. So I'm going to try to, eat the things that I know are real, purchase things that I know are real, and not things that are purely lab generated, except, and this is the big except, when I get suckered into it. I know. I know. You're like, what are you talking about? See, this is the thing. Every now and then I stumble across something and it'll go, oh, I'll go, what is that? Oh, what is that? And that's what happened to me this week. This week I was watching videos. I've been watching videos of the people from other countries who've come to this country for the World Cup. And they've been making these videos, and these videos are hilarious. I don't know if the videos are true or not. As far as I know, these people are making these videos up just for views because that's what people do. But I've been watching these videos, and one of the videos was, we came for the games and now we're headed home, and this is what we're taking home. And they go on these shopping sprees and they fill up luggage and boxes of things to take home with them. And some of those things are food. Well, some of the foods I have never heard of. I'm like, what? What is that? What? And so some of the things, yeah, it's like M&Ms and Reese's peanut butter cups and peanut butter. I guess they don't do peanut butter in your way we do peanut butter over here. And a lot of the candies and stuff that they're taking home, and ranch dressing, which is kind of crazy to me. But some of the things they kept talking about, this Drizzlicious, and I'm like, what's a Drizzlicious? I'm like, I've never heard of Drizzlicious. What's a Drizzlicious? And so, what did I do? I was in the store and I saw Drizzlicious in the store. I was in Walmart. I went to Walmart not to get Drizzlicious, to get one thing which they didn't have. And I walked up. I was getting a cold drink, and what, on the next shelf over, there's this Drizzlicious, and it's like a rice cake. It's like these mini rice cakes. If you don't know what they are, they're like a mini rice cake, but they're not made of rice. They're made of quinoa and flax, I think. I don't know what they're made. I don't know what this. It's a snack, but it's not good for you. Even though it's made of good stuff, it's not good for you. And the reason it's not good for you is because when you pick up the package, you smell the package. Whatever it is, the fragrance that they put in it, it's so chemically and so strong, you are eating something that is not real. But I got suckered into it. I bought it. I ate it. It was good. It's not something I would write home about. It's not something I would waste my luggage space to pack to take back with me if I was in another country that had it. It's not anything like that. I mean, they were doing a lot of stuff like that. Bucky nuggets. Okay, Bucky nuggets are not worth a trip to Bucky's to get, as far as I'm concerned. And it's definitely not worth paying, $50 for a second luggage. to take back home. But that's what they were doing, and it was like, okay, all right. And I guess if you had it here, you liked it, and you know you couldn't get it at home, then taking it home, yeah, whatever. Long story short, they got me. They got me with the Drizzleicious, and let me just say, I tried it so you don't have to. It's not worth the effort. I mean, it's a 90-calorie snack. You know, if you need a 90-calorie snack, okay. But is it worth it? No. It tastes like straight up chemicals. And not only that, you open the bag, you eat them, you get that smell on your hands. You can't get it off. It doesn't come off. I mean, it lingers. And so I'm in the bathroom and I'm doing my triple wash. Okay, first I'm gonna wash with this cheap soap that I get from the dollar store. Okay, then I'm gonna wash with this antibacterial soap, and then last I'm gonna wash with this soap that I get from my Renaissance grandma that moisturizes and has a nice fragrance to it. And then, dang, I still smell that. Okay, we're gonna do it again. First, we're gonna go in with hand sanitizer. Then we're gonna go in with the yeah, with the antibacterial soap. Now we're gonna go in with my Renaissance grandma soap. Okay, fine. I can smell it just a little bit, but it's much better. Yeah, the scent lingers that bad. Like, okay, do I have some baking soda? Let me go in with some baking soda. Okay, now let's get the lemon juice, lemons. Let's scrub them with the lemon. Yeah, this is me trying to get the smell of Drizzleicious off my hands. Why would you eat something like that? That part. So there are times when I I just want to try something. I want to try something that looks like it would be something that I might like. And so yeah, they got me. They got me on Drizzleicious. And the other thing that they got me on, I don't know if I want to admit this or not. Don't judge. Don't judge, okay? Moon pie. Now, I'm not a big moon pie fan. On occasion, I want one, but I'm not one of those fans. But I am from Alabama, okay? And if y'all don't know about Alabama and moon pies, in Alabama, Mobile, Alabama, to be exact, Mobile, Alabama, the birthplace of Mardi Gras in America, in North America, shall I say. Yeah, the first Mardi Gras was in Mobile, Alabama. Well, for Mardi Gras, they throw out moon pies. You know, like you go to New Orleans and they throw out beads. Well, if you go to Mardi Gras in Mobile, they throw out moon pies. So moon pies are kind of a thing here. And so I saw blueberry moon pies. I was like, what? They make flavors? I mean, I knew they made banana, I knew they made vanilla, and I knew they made chocolate, but I didn't know they had other flavors. Turns out they make other flavors. They even got a mint one, a chocolate mint one. And I was like, anyway, so yeah, they got me on that one too. And you know what? I tried it so you don't have to. I love blueberries. So I usually don't get anything that's blueberry favorite flavored because it's just not good. I love blueberries. And as usual, it followed the rule. So yeah, they got me. So I'm gonna have to stop. Number one, watching videos of food that's not real food because it sounds good. And it's so funny. This is a tangent. This is not even along the same line. But I saw this video of this guy who he was told that you could make a 2-ingredient funnel cake. And he got the ingredients, and I don't even remember what the 2 ingredients were, but he got the ingredients and he mixed it all up. I think it was like soda and pancake mix. I think it was pancake mix and soda. I think I have to go back and look. But anyways, he got all the stuff together. He mixed it all up. Da, 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 da. He went and he did the thing. He was making this funnel cake, and it didn't turn out good, and it was nasty. And I was thinking about it when he did. It's like, I got a recipe for funnel cake, and my recipe is good. I don't make funnel cakes because they're fried, and it's just fried dough with sugar on it. I mean, that's not a good. I mean, fried dough with sugar on it sounds good. It's a good snack and all of that stuff. And every now and again, that's fair food. And it's fall is coming up. The state fair, or whatever fair, the county fair, whatever fair that you have in your area is going to be happening, and they'll have funnel cakes there. And usually I go to the fair for fair food, but haven't been in years because my kids are older now. And so, but that's something I would do. I'd go um for fair food once a year, and boom, I'd get a funnel cake and I'd be happy until next year. I haven't had one in years and I don't want one, but I do have a recipe for it. So if I really wanted one, I could make it. But I was almost wanting to go in the comments and say, I have a good recipe for funnel cakes if you really want to make them. Just email me and I'll send it to you. But I didn't. I just let it go. It's like, let it go, because yeah, nobody needs that. Nobody needs that. You got an 80-20 rule that you live by, and you know that's probably a good thing. I don't have a rule necessarily. I try to pick I try to make good choices. But one of the things I do, and I gotta get it from my son. My son has a cheat day. Um, Actually, he has a cheat meal, not a cheat day. He has one cheat meal a week, um, and it's just the one meal. And I try to do that. If I have a day where I'm eating trash, okay, then I'm done. And at the end of the day, whatever's not done, just throw it away. Be done with it. If it's something that can freeze, freeze it. We can have some next week. But yeah, I don't make a habit of it. I don't, it's not like, what am I trying to say? Um on occasion I may want something that's not a real food that but I try not to make a habit of it. And there's certain things I try not to eat at all. That there's no redeeming value. It's got to be something really good, and even with like desserts and things like that, I'll eat desserts. Don't get me wrong, I'll eat desserts. But if I'm going to eat a dessert, I'm probably going to make it myself, so I know what the ingredients are, and so there's no extra. It's bad enough that you're eating, this thing that has, whatever these ingredients are in it, but at least it doesn't have these ingredients that are just chemical names. And that, have no basis in reality. It's like they're totally made in a lab and things like that. And when I'm the desserts that I like to eat are stuff that's, maybe you don't know, but like I like a good apple pie, a good homemade apple pie made with Granny Smith apples. That's my favorite way to make apple pie. Um, I'm That's probably my go-to dessert to make. I like a sweet potato pie. Um, I usually only make them at the holidays, and I may not even make them. Like, I didn't make any pies. I didn't make any pies this past year at all, for the holidays. Just didn't do it. It depends on if the boys are coming home and they're around to help me eat it. I did make a key lime pie. It wasn't a key lime pie. It was a Persian lime pie. And I know I have to say that because I am lived in Florida, and the key lime pie is a particular thing. A lime pie is another thing. But it didn't have key limes in it. It had regular Persian limes in it, and it was so good. That was last week that I made it, but I made it. I made it, and you know, it had a few ingredients in it. But that's my thing on most of my meals. I like to make limited ingredient meals. Um, I'm real particular about even the seasonings that I use. A lot of seasonings will have anti-caking ingredients in them. Those things can cause serious inflammation problems in your body, or they'll have shelf stabilizers, things that keep them shelf stable for a longer period of time. Those preservatives can have wreak some havoc in your body. And so I'm one of those limited ingredient type persons that um, on certain things, all I want is a little salt. Like I use either Celtic salt or um, real salt or pink salt. So those are the three salts that I'll use. I mostly use real salt, but I do have the others. And that's the salt that I use. And so certain things, all I want is salt on it. If I'm going to put a steak on the grill, all I want is salt on it. Nothing else. I don't want pepper, nothing. Garlic, onions, nothing. Just salt on it. Now, when I put it on my plate, I may eat it with some vegetables, some grilled vegetables or something like that, but limited ingredients. And don't get me wrong, I do like seasoned food. I don't like overly seasoned food, and I definitely don't particularly like highly seasoned food on the regular. But on occasion, I like Indian food and I like Jamaican food, and so I do like highly seasoned foods on occasion. I like Thai food, but on the regular, limited ingredients, whole foods, fresh foods, real foods, not nothing that was made in a lab. But yeah, trying to make things homemade. I can take I can't take the inflammation. Exactly. That's the part of it. Is like there's a lot of times the stuff that gets you is not the food itself, is what was put on the food, or little things like even like the histamines. Um a lot of people don't realize it, but um just meat, regular old meat, like beef, for example. If you have beef and um, you have it for a few days and you don't cook it, as it ages, it develops a histamine in it, and your body can react to those histamines. The longer you age it, and there's nothing wrong with aged meat. That's the other thing. There's nothing wrong with aged, as long as it's kept at the right temperature. There's nothing wrong with aged beef. In fact, there was what was the name of that place? Steak and Ale. They they specialized in aged steaks. But if you're sensitive to those histamines, you can be setting yourself up for a world of hurt um, with those. And so, yeah. Speaking of the inflammation, what was it? I was looking for, I forgot what it was. I was looking for a herb or supplement for inflammation because I have arthritis, and I can't take NSAIDs, which help with inflammation. And so I simply can't take them. And so I was looking for a herb that would help with inflammation. Um, and I've been doing turmeric and ginger. Um, I don't know if it's helping. That's the problem that I have with herbs. Um, if what it does is not dramatic, then I don't know. I can't tell if it's doing anything or not. And sometimes it's not dramatic. Sometimes it's very subtle. It's like you take it and you don't really notice the difference until one day you go, "Oh, I'm not hurting anymore." And I have that I've had that reaction before when I stopped eating grains. I cut out all grains and the pain went away slowly. It was like after 3 weeks, it was like I'm not limping. But it wasn't immediate, and so I didn't realize that it was. And then when the grains came back, the pain came back immediately. It wasn't gradual coming back. And so So I know that part of the pain that I have on a daily basis is because part of that is eating grains. And it's the other thing is I'm not sure which grains it was because I cut them all out at the same time. So I don't know if it was the wheat or the rice or the corn or all of them, like all of the above, um, or the soy. Well, and I try to avoid soy as much as I can. And soy is technically it's a legume, I guess. But yeah. But yeah, so yeah, the answer to the question for me is my head in the game. The answer is no. My head is not in the game. And why is my head not in the game? I'm over the game. I'm over the game. I guess I can admit to myself that I just want to do what I want to do and not have to suffer the consequences. And since that's not going to happen, that I'm willing to take the consequences of doing what I want to do. That part. I'm willing to take them. I haven't worn this hat in ages, but I like it. I still like it. I need to make some hats. So speaking of making hats, what are you guys working on? Um, other other than garden stuff. I mean, yeah, it could be garden stuff if you have something big going on in your garden. This is a transition time for me, where I am. Um, I try to make things homemade. I can't take the inflammation. Yeah. But what are you guys working on in this kind of transition period? I'm calling it a transition period. I know a lot of people don't call it that, but I think July is a transition period from the first half of the year to the second half of the year, and looking forward to what do you want to do by the end of the year, and that kind of thing, preparation for that. I look at it that way, taking stock of where you've come, how far you've come, and where you've got to go on working on your goals and things. I've i've got a lot to do. I started last week. I started sorting through things. A lace top for summer. Oh, nice. Knitting. Ooh, nice. Ah, knitting lace is hard. I've done a little bit of it. And are you using a what is it called? Um, shoot, I forget what it's called. Where you put in a line, where you put in a thread periodically. A lifeline. Is it called a lifeline? I think it's called a lifeline. Where you put in a thread periodically so that if you miss a stitch or whatever, you don't have to go all the way back to the beginning. If you're not, look it up. Look it up and figure out how to do that. Because it will save your sanity. I think it's called a lifeline. Is it called a lifeline? What is it called? Huh. Anyways, I hope you're using one because, um, yeah, I've done a few of them, and to be honest, if I hadn't used, I think it's called Lifeline. If I hadn't used a Lifeline, I probably would have never finished. Because if you lay it down, pick it up, and you forget, or you lose a stitch or whatever, and you have to tink it back, it's really hard to figure out um, where the stitches are with lace. Because with lace, with laces, you can drop stitches and add stitches to leave the holes. And if you don't know where you are, you can, yeah. Anyways, I had this one pattern that was what was it? I can't think of the name of it right now. And if I do think of it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Starry Night. You know the painting Starry Night? It was based on that painting. So yeah, I haven't used it on this project. I definitely should have. I restarted multiple times. Use a lifeline. Put one in, like the next row, go ahead and put one in and write it down, lifeline on row 16. So you'll know exactly where it is. So if you have to come back to row 16, you'll know what the stitches are that you need to do next, you know? Um, yeah. But yeah, the pattern was based on Starry Night, and so it had swirls, and then it had like little dots and holes for the it was a lace thing. It was really pretty, and it was a scarf, and I never did finish it, but um, yeah, it was pretty. It had a solid pattern, and then it had a pattern for a border, and then it went into the Starry Night pattern, and then it had a pattern for the end, and then the edges were a different pattern. And so, but yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. It was nice, and I wish I had stuck with it, and I might go back and finish it. I think it was a knit along with a group off of Ravelry. But yeah, I don't have any knit and crochet projects that I'm working on right now, but I do have some yarn that I bought at the I think it was back last fall. Some cotton yarn that I got from Hobie. I got to figure out what I'm going to make with it, and get my pattern and stuff together and get started on that. And then I also got some yarn from yarn.com, which is also called Webs, and I need to figure out on what I'm going to do with that. So I've got two potential projects back there. I've got a couple sewing projects. I posted my progress on Ravelry. Okay, I'll have to go back and check. I haven't been in Ravelry in a long, long time, but I'll go over there and check. Am I your friend over there? I think I might be. I'm FSILVI on Ravelry. I think I might be your friend over there. Let me type it in. Yeah, that's me in Ravelry on Ravelry. I don't know if I'm your friend over there or not. I've forgotten how they even set that stuff up, but yeah. But yeah, so I've got two potential projects that I want to do over there, and I mean, crochet projects or knit. I haven't decided. I might actually knit. I do want to make a pair of socks before winter. I started a pair and I didn't finish them. I'm gonna have to go back and start again because I've lost some stitches. I'm over here looking at it because it's sitting right over there, and but I never finished. But I do want to do a pair of socks. I like to do socks. I'll show you. I like to do socks out of um 4-weight yarn. Um, oh gosh, it makes them thick. But they're really nice. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna have to start. Let me just take them out. See, anyways, see, I had started them, but I never got very far along, and I'm gonna have to take it out because I've got stitches. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think I've got stitches lost. And it's not got that far along that I don't mind taking them out and starting all over again. Um, I just don't mind. I don't mind. I don't mind. I don't mind. But I use double points. Yeah, there's a there's a stitch right here. There's a stitch lost right there at the end of that row. Um, and I could fix it. Honestly, I could. I was like, I could fix it. I know how. I don't think I want to though. I think I just want to start again. I had just gotten past the toe, so it's not that big of a deal. Anyways, haven't made any socks yet. Like I said, I like making them. That's the toe. I make them toe up, not torn up, but from the toe up. And once you get the toe part done, then it's just you go to the heel. And I've done two or three different kinds of heel. I've never done the afterthought heel, but I've done just a regular heel turn heel, and then I have a gusset heel that I do, and I prefer the gusset heel because I have big feet, and a gusset heel gives you more room to get in and out of your sock, because it doesn't the gusset gives an increase to the heel, and then you turn the heel, and it decreases back down to the leg part. Whereas the other heel, there's no increase. You just go to the heel, you turn the heel, and you go up. And so it's a little bit narrower to get your foot in and out of it. So I prefer the gusset heel. It's a little bit more. It's not more difficult, really. I've done a short row heel. That's the one. The short row heel and the gusset heel. The short row heel. I have to say with that one, to me, it's easier once you've done a couple of them. You can just do them. They're just easy to execute because it's like you just know how to do it. The heel, you go back and forth. So in the sock, you go around and around. When you get to the heel, you go work on the back, on the bottom side of the sock, and you go back and forth, and you work the heel until you get it. And so you go to a point out, you go out, and then you turn and you go up. And then once you get back to a point, then you go back and start going back around and around. And the short row heel is just that. It's short rows. You go and you do some increases and then you do some decreases, and then you pick back up on the front and go back around. The gusset heel, you do increases along this foot part. Then you turn the heel and then you do some decreases and then you go back up. There's a little in reality, it's six one, half dozen of the other, but when it comes to getting the sock on and wearing the sock, to me, the gusset heel feels better. But then again, you don't have to do a heel at all. You can always do a tube sock. So that's the other thing. If you want to do socks, but you don't want to fill with heels, yeah, start with the bottom, start with the toe, go up, do a tube sock, and you're done. I'm almost done with my tea. I have to get some water. I made a sweater for my son. That was the first time I did short rows. Yeah. And that's the thing of it. Once you've done them, it's like, oh, okay, I get that. And there's certain there with knitting, to me, knitting requires more focus than crochet does for me, depending on the pattern. I mean, there's some crochet patterns that require some focus in some parts of it, but for the most part, knitting requires more focus. Um, it's easier to drop a stitch or to do something. It's easier to make a little mistake in knitting than it is in crochet, and it's harder to fix a mistake. You can fix mistakes, and you can fix mistakes after the fact in knitting, but for me, it's harder. Um, but on the other hand, I love the way the knitted fabric, the flow of the fabric, the fall of the fabric. I love that. Um, Sometimes, like I've made sweaters and cardigans and hats and um, all kinds of things, crocheting, but they don't. The fit is always an issue with me on when you're making wearables, and so if I'm making a wearable, I unless it's like a sweater, like a cardigan, I would most prefer to knit it because um, instead of crocheting it because the fit's just better to me. Yeah, the fit is just better. The fabric, the flows better, it falls better, it hangs better um, when it's knitted than when it is crocheted. Now, don't get me wrong. There's certain things that I don't mind crocheting. I mean, like hats, I don't mind crocheting, but I'm not going to crochet socks. Just not. They're not gonna because they're not gonna have that stretch. They're not gonna have the give. They're not gonna have the fit like a knitted pair of socks will have. And I've done crochet socks before, so I know what I'm talking about. I've done it, and it's like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that again. But that part. I'm learning to do gauge so I can get a good fit. Yeah, and that's the other thing too. With a lot of with crochet, I will follow a pattern. I'll get a pattern, I'll follow a pattern. Um, but 9 times out of 10, I'm going to modify it because it's not going to work for me the way it works for them. Gauge is a real thing, and I don't really use it. With knitting, I don't knit well enough to know how to modify um, patterns, so I'm locked into the pattern. And so gauge is a real thing. I want with knitting, I have to use I have to use the right size needles. I have to get my gauge just right, or it's just not going to work out for me. And it bothers me because I know I could do better if I would just oh really if I would just put in the time and effort. I know I could do better because my brother was a fantastic knitter. He made some things. It literally, if he could conceive of it, he could make it. He can knit it, but I mean, he also could design clothes and make sew clothes and things like that. That was, a gift of his. But still, even with the knitting, I've got what do you call it? It's not really a cape. It's more like a cloak, but it's an outerwear garment that's made of a fine wool that he made. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy, and it's not finished. And I need to actually. I think I'll send it to my cousin Jean. I need to send it to somebody who can finish it because um, I can't finish it. It's too advanced for me to finish, but it's fantastic. And I mean it's he's got all of these little stitch holders, you know, from where okay, he's doing this color right here, he's doing this yarn right here, and he's got a stitch holder, and then he's got this little, this little wedge that goes in here that makes the sleeve drape like this that goes in here, and he's got this little part in the back that's got this little tab that goes across here, and I'm like when I see all of the little intricate details of it and all the little pieces, and it's like it's too much, it's too much. But yeah, and I know that's the thing. I get on myself about this because I get so overwhelmed with little things like that, and it's like it's not. The thing of it is, it's not too much. It's one. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing, and then there's another thing, and then there's another thing, and then there's another thing. But one thing, all you have to do is focus on the one thing. Get this part, focus on this part, get it done, do that part, and then do this part. And the thing is, each part separately is not too much. But when I start thinking about all of the parts and you put them all together, I get totally overwhelmed, completely overwhelmed. It's like, why are you so overwhelmed? I don't know. I do it to myself. I do it to myself. And that gets me with a lot of things that I'm working on. I mean, even in my house, if I can focus for 15 minutes, I can get a lot done. But if I take the focus off and look over there and I see that there's something that needs to be done over there, oh my gosh. It gets me so all of a sudden, I don't know. There's probably a word for it. There's probably a diagnosis for it. There's probably there's probably a whole section of the book with my picture on it for what that is. But it just I can get totally overwhelmed so much to the point that I can't I get I'm stuck. Get inertia because I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't deal with all of this right now. Um, and so that's what I have to do. I have to set a timer for myself. And it's so funny. I used to do it for my son too when he was younger because he would get overwhelmed with things. I was like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna work on number one, and I'm gonna give you 4 minutes to work on it. And then when you're done with that one, we're gonna work on number two. But I don't have to think about it because you got 4 minutes for number one, and I'm gonna set a timer. And I set the timer, and he will be done in 2 minutes, right? He'd be done in 2 minutes. But if I didn't set the timer, 15 minutes would go by, and he would still be on number one because he was thinking about number eight, or number 10. But he would still be on number one because he couldn't get number one done because he was too busy worried about number eight or number 10. And just setting a timer, being able to focus on this little section right here. And I know that's how I have to deal with that whole um, knitting thing. Have you ever heard of, I think it's called double knitting, where you're knitting two sides of a fabric at the same time, like it's two layers. And so the first layer is the first layer is, like, say if you did 24 stitches, the fabric only has 12 stitches. The first stitch, the odd stitches are the front side, and the even stitches are the back side, and you're doing them at the same time. Okay, maybe not. Right. Okay, good. You've heard of it. Have you done it? Because that's the thing that I need to learn how to do. Because I think that is a technique that he's using, and that he was using in that piece. And I've never done it before. I've heard of it, but I've never done it before. But he lived in a place that was really cold, and one of the things you do is you have layers, and when you do it with wool, the layers have air in between it, so it's insulation, right? But you do the layers at the same time. Anyways, and he made, hats and scarves and things like that, and he would double knit them, and because it gets really cold. And so yeah. Yeah, I haven't done it. And I need to do it. And the funny thing is, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm this stuff does not have caffeine in it, y'all. But this is how I feel when I'm on caffeine. Like so I'm gonna calm down for a bit, bring it down. I think it's time for me to breathe again. But anyways, it is what it is. I have a couple, three, four, five, I don't know, books, and it does have some instructions on double knitting in there, in one of or two of them. Those are no, I think we were talking about books the other night, and I was saying when I go to Ollie's, I look at the books. I think I picked up some knitting books at Ollie's, and I think that double knitting is in one of those books. Um, so I need to. That's something that I need to add to my list of things to do this fall. But then, you know what? The list is so long. The list is the list is long. There's lots of things to do, and not lots of time to do it necessarily. So, and I don't even know if I really want to. That's the other part of it. Do I really want to? I don't know. It's a good question. But yeah, I don't, like I said, socks, that's on my list of things to do. And then there's two potential projects with some yarn that I bought last year. And then I'm also going to go through my yarn and see, maybe bundle it up in reasonable project sized bundles, and maybe do a yarn giveaway, because I've got a lot of yarn and I know I'm not going to use it all. And why am I just leaving it in my house doing nothing when somebody could use it? And so we'll maybe do a yarn giveaway. So that's a potential thing. It's potential. I'm not so certain that I'm going to do that, but I'm thinking about doing it. And that's, and then, like I said, I have a sewing project that I need to do. Actually, the sewing project needs to get done this week. So, and it's a sewing and Cricut part project. I need to personalize some things, um, and make some things and personalize them. I haven't done anything on the Cricut in a minute. I'm trying to think the last thing that I did. Oh, I do. I need to do a couple things there. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. I've got a friend of mine who's retiring, and so I need to figure out something for her as well. If you're in the if you're in the bushes, don't listen. 'Cause, well, I'm not gonna say what it is yet either because I don't know. But I need to think of what I'm gonna make for her. She sews and crochets, so it won't be. It may probably won't be anything that she would make for herself. So it'll be something different. But yeah, got to figure that out. And that's pretty much it, craft wise. I think on the last live stream, I was saying that I was considering doing Inktober, which is a drawing um, challenge where you draw with an ink. You draw, do a complete drawing with ink every day, and post it on social media. I usually post those on Instagram if I do it. I'm not sure that I'm gonna do Inktober, but I think I'm gonna do it. And I'm looking into um, getting the sketchbook. This is one. I don't think you were here last time, but what's this one? Yeah, this is the one I. This is a sketchbook I used for Inktober last. Not this may have been the last time I did it. Devil mosquito. I hate mosquitoes. They eat me alive. I missed them, by the way. But anyways, there's Inktober. There's the prompt list for it, and then there's what you do with ink. Oh, can't see it, but it is ink. It's the path. The footsteps. But anyways, it's a map. It's a golden. So yeah, I might do it. So that's another thing that I'm looking at doing. There's a fallen angel. Shallow water. But anyways, and then like I said, you posted on social media, and so thinking about doing that. I've been drawing. I've been sketching. I was doing the 100 heads challenge, but I wasn't doing 100, so I did 25 faces in the last 2 weeks. I might be done. It's funny. I say I'm done, and then I'll see somebody, like I'll see somebody on online or something. I'll see a picture of somebody, and I'll go, "Oh, that's an interesting face. Let me draw that one." And then I'll draw another face, and then I'll go, "Okay, okay, I'm done." So I think I've done 25, 26, 25 or 26 faces. And I'm not gonna do 100. I may do 50. I may do a few more, but I'm not feeling like doing it every day. I was doing it every day, doing several a day, and then it's like I did one, and then I didn't do any, and then I did some other stuff. Like yesterday, I did. Oh, yesterday I did a rose, which I might do. I might do a day of roses. I did a rose yesterday, and it was like the best rose I've ever done. It was like, what? This is like the best rose I've ever drawn in my life. But it just came out so good. I was like, well, but I had a reference. I do really well with a reference photo. I cannot draw a rose to save my life without a reference. Not to save my life. And I know it is so funny. I know how. I know how. Um, and I'm sitting there working on it going, this is not right. This is not, it's like, well, why am I not seeing this? And the thing about drawing, I don't know if you guys draw, do any art or anything. The thing about drawing is, to me, and I could be wrong about this, there's a very limited number of shapes. You think that there's more, but really and truly, there's arcs, you know, and so continuous arc is a circle, but there's basically arcs. And then you can stretch them out. So you have ovals and ellipses and things like that. And then there's lines and points. And so if you have 4 points, then you have either square or rectangle. If you have 3 points, you have a triangle. If you have, 5 points, you have a pentagram, that kind of thing. And a pentagram, whatever. You have 6 points, you have a hexagram, that kind of a hexagon, whatever. And so there's limited number of shapes. And so everything that you draw, like if you're going to draw a person's face, there's an oval, but then there's a square that's that part of the face, and the circle that's that part of the face, and then there's ovals that are that part of the face, and then there's more circles that are that part of the face, and then maybe there's a triangle here, or maybe there's a square here. I mean, you see what I'm saying? There's limited. It's like, oh, this face is more of a heart, where a heart really is just a square with two arcs on it, two half circles on it. And so when you start looking at things and you start looking at them as those shapes, oh, I see one rectangle, one long rectangle, another rectangle, another rectangle. Oh, there's a triangle right there. There's another rectangle. There's another rectangle. There's a square there, a square there. And you start looking at those component parts of it, then, drawing gets easier, because it's like, oh, what do you see? There's a triangle right there. Okay, I got my triangle right there. What do you see? That really, it's kind of like a oval. Okay, it's kind of an oval. Yeah, 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 yeah. Where are the points? Okay, there's a point there. There's a point there. Point there. Point there. Point there. When you start seeing that, and so that's what I get that, and I can see it when I'm looking at a reference, but I can't see it in my mind's eye when I'm not looking at a reference. So when I'm drawing with a reference, I do way better, just because it's like, that's where the points are. Yeah, I see the points now. Okay, and then you connect them. It's like, now that one's connected more with an arc. That was kind of more of a straight line, that kind of thing. And when I'm drawing faces, it's so funny. I'm drawing faces and I'm looking at the face, and it's like, I'm drawing what I see, but it doesn't look like what I'm drawing. What I'm drawing doesn't look like what I'm drawing. And it's like, and so, and it's funny because I'll look at it and go, that doesn't look like that face. What is wrong with it? Where did I go wrong? And it's hard. It's really hard to see. It's hard to see. And a friend of mine who was an art professor, I didn't take his class. He just happens to be a friend of mine. He would say, you really can't teach people how to draw, but you can teach them how to look. And I was like, that's an interesting concept. Somebody needs to teach me how to look. But the thing about it is you don't have to teach people how to draw, because they already know. Everybody knows how to make a point, how to make a line and make it connect to a point, how to make an arc, make it connect to a point. Everybody already knows how to do that. And so it's like, okay, I'm gonna give you 2 points and I'm gonna need you to connect it with straight lines. It's like, okay, give me 3 points. Okay. That kind of thing. Or I need you to connect it with arcs. You can do that. And then past the sketching, I've been doodling. So there's sketching, there's drawing, there's sketching, and then there's doodling. Doodling is what I prefer to do. Is where I love to spend my time, because doodling is just kind of free form stuff. I was going to show you. Here's a couple of doodles. Actually, these are all doodles. Those are all doodles. The one on the bottom, I just drew a whole bunch of circles, and then I colored in some of the shapes within inside the circles, just for fun. The one in the top was a pattern repeat, and then that one was just, I don't know what it was. That's a 4-point doodle. Basically, you draw a cross and you make squiggly lines around it until you come up with a pattern that you want. And so, but yeah, doodles are something that I like, that I just use to fill up pages. Here's another doodle right there. Yeah. And so But so yeah, that's what I've been doing, doodles. Um, and then also sketching out some patterns of things that I want to make. Um, just because if I can sketch it out in a pattern, I generally can make it with crochet. Now, not with knitting so much, but with crochet, for real, for real. If I can sketch out the pattern of it, I can generally make it. And so sometimes I'll just do that. I'll have a vision for something I want to make, and it's like, well, how am I going to do that? Um, oh yeah, one other crochet pattern I want to do is I want to do some pot holders using the thermal stitch. I've never done anything with the thermal stitch before, so I want to do that. And then with the garden stuff, I think I talked about this a little bit before. I got to get these brassicas started. So that's why I started with getting those seeds in that soil um, tonight. Got to get these brassicas started. I want some greens for the holidays. And so I need to get that done. Got to find the collard seeds. I know I have some somewhere around here and get some of those started as well. I'm going to need to do some carrots as well. I got a container I need to put some carrots into. Um, Carrots may go over the winter. I don't know. Um, Carrots are one of those things that they do well here over the winter. I usually don't try to grow them during the summer because I have so many other things I want to do, and I know I can grow them in the winter. So that part, um, and then clean up. Ugh, I got a lot of cleaning up to do. Um, I just don't spend enough time cleaning. Inside and out, but right now I'm talking about outside. I don't spend enough time cleaning and weeding and maintaining outside, and so I've got a lot I've got to do out there. So I need to get out there and get some done. I've got a bunch of containers that I need to um, recover. Um, get whatever's in there out of them, recover as much of the soil as I can recover, and get those going with something else. But I've got a bunch, at least 7 or 8, that I need to do that with. When did you get your carrots and your beets planted? Um, I definitely need to do that. The rain, we've been getting rain showers most days, and that's been amazing. Because usually this time of year it gets really hot and dry, and I start losing things. And yeah, but the rain has been. Oh my God, it's a, what is that? A bug? Some kind of a bug crawling last week. Okay, yeah, I need to get some. I need to do a lot. I got a lot to get done. Oh, oh, but it's okay. I mean, it's okay. The thing of it is it's stuff I want to do, and there's no deadline. I get it done when I get it done. I mean, there could be a deadline, but there's no deadline. And if there was a deadline, it'd be arbitrary. It'd be arbitrary, and her twin sister Capricia. That's too funny. I have a friend who has a daughter named Capricia. I wonder where she is and what she's doing. So, arbitrary and her twin sister Capricia. And I don't do arbitrary deadlines. I used to a lot, and I used to get myself stressed out when I didn't meet them. And then I was like, wait a minute, you set the deadline. The deadline was arbitrary. It had no real meaning in life. And now you're going to be upset because you didn't meet it. That's crazy. Um, Stop doing that. And so I stopped, just like that. We got some good rain for the past few days. Yeah, yeah. It didn't rain today, but it did. We got a really good shower yesterday. Um, and if it doesn't rain tomorrow, well, I'll probably water tomorrow anyway. Um, because what I like to do is water. I like to water before it rains, it's, which is kind of crazy thing. But listen to my logic. The reason I like to water before it rains is um, because sometimes the soil gets really super dry, and if it rains and the water is dry, then the water runs off and it doesn't seep in. So if you water before it rains, basically it primes the soil to be able to accept the rain when it does come, so that the rain can slowly move through the soil and the soil can absorb it. And so it's I like to water before it rains to prime the soil to so that it absorb more of the water. Um, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. If it doesn't make sense, I'm sorry. If the science doesn't back me up, I can't. I don't know what to say because it might not. But that's the way I feel about it. Right. Prime it for absorption. That's that part. That's exactly right. You get flash flooding when you have that solid surface. Basically, the air forms a barrier with the soil so that the water can't come in, and so the water just literally rolls right off the top of the soil. And so you have all this water moving, but none of it going down. The water moves moving that way, and so you need to do something to prime that surface of the soil so that the water can be taken. So if I know it's going to rain, I will most likely get out there and water. Um, Now the plants still benefit from the rain even if you get a lot of runoff because um, turn it off. Even if you get a lot of runoff because um, a lot of the plants can absorb the water through the leaves. Yeah, the water that hits the plants, they can absorb water through that. Hold on a second, Mike. Let me see if I can do something real quick. Okay. Really? Okay. I turned them off. At least I tried to turn them off. You can see. Let me know if you get it. If you get another one, I may have to go out and come back in. But I think I turned them off. Hey, Life with Wanda, how you doing? I noticed that you were live earlier, so I didn't pop over there because I had already scheduled this one. But thank you for coming over here and saying hey. It's good to see you. But yeah, good to see you. Wanda's working on a diamond painting. That's what it's called. A diamond painting. It's gonna be epic. Really, it looks really good. It's a lot. I have done one diamond painting in my life. It was little bitty. It was a keychain. It's a little bitty bitty keychain. And I was on a cruise, Carnival Spirit, I believe it was, and they had some art thing every single day, and diamond painting was one day that we did the little Carnival logo and keychain, and it was cool, and I enjoyed it, had a good time. It took me well over an hour to do that thing, and so yeah, that diamond painting that she's working on, shoo, it would take me months, for real, for real. And I still might not finish it. I don't know that my attention, I would have enough attention to to finish it. But yeah, it's gonna be epic. Um, so you guys, if you guys see, haven't blah 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 blah. What am I trying to say? If you guys are not connected with Wanda, want to type in what is it? Hashtag drop. Is that what it is? I don't even know what it is myself. I forget. Yes, hashtag drop to drop your link. So if you guys would type in hashtag drop to drop your link, um, there, then you can connect with Wanda and you can go over and see what she's working on because it's pretty. Like I said, it's gonna be epic. It's gonna be epic. It looks really nice, um, and I like it because of the subtle changes, the subtle variation um, in colors. Some of the colors are a white here and a red here, but some of them are like a pink, 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 pink. Three different pinks, and there's one that's a little bit lighter and a little bit lighter and a little bit lighter, and so it's gradual. It's like a anyways, y'all know what I'm talking about. The change in color is gradual and it gives it more definition, gives it more depth. And so it's really pretty. It would drive me crazy. I shouldn't say I used to, but I have done some cross stitch. And there was an artist, I think it's called Harrison, and he did cats, and it blended from nothing into the cat's face and then into nothing, and the colors literally, if you held the strings up, the threads up side by side, I could not tell the difference. The only way I know that they were different is because they had different numbers on them. Literally, the only way. But once you put it together in the cross stitch, when you put them together, it made it so, I don't know what the word, ethereal looking. I don't know. There's a word for it. I don't know what it is. But anyways, but yeah, thanks for coming in. I appreciate you being here. And you guys can connect. I think she dropped her link, and so you guys can connect with her. And you guys can anybody can drop your link at any time. Hashtag drop. So you can connect with each other. That's cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, my question for today was: is your head in the game? Is your head in the game? And I'm working on it. My answer is no, and I'm working on it. um, but I'm not really. I don't really want to be too much engaged in it, and I'm not in the game. You have to determine what the game is yourself. And so there's not any particular game, anyways. Oh, Mike was there. We did the we did the book club on Saturday night with TT. I forgot what the book was going to be. The next book is going to be. There's going to be another one in a month, and I don't know what the next book is going to be. I'm probably not going to read it. I'll tell you right now. I'm probably not going to read it, but I'll probably be in the discussion part of it. So that part. Um, y'all. I just told y'all I'm funny about book clubs. I'm really funny about book clubs. I never really will commit to doing a book club, but I will commit to supporting TT and doing hers. Just not commit to reading all the books. Uh, I don't remember. Mike, do you remember what the book was? I don't even remember what it is. I wrote it down somewhere. But yeah, but the one that we read last time was Sky Full of Elephants, and I would recommend that book to you. If you haven't read it, if you are a reader and you like reading, I would recommend that book to you. It was strange. It was very strange. There were a lot of things in it to me that were just not realistic. It was like the timing in the book was off because the book was set. Yeah, I think it's some kind of a romance. It's a romantasy. Wasn't it a romantasy? I think it was. I can't remember what it was. Um, I'll look it up and see. I might read it. I don't know. I had it on my thing, but I don't have it on there anymore. I had a tab open to it because I was thinking about getting it, but I don't know. But yeah, so the book, Sky Full of Elephants, it seems like the setting was off. Like it was set in today's time frame, but some of the elements in the book didn't seem realistic for today's time. It seemed realistic for our time in the past. So there were some things that were very realistic for today, like the internet and cell phones and electric cars and things like that. But there were certain parts of it that didn't seem realistic at all for today. And it was like, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. But the story itself was a good read, and I enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed it. And while reading it, I was trying to figure out who could I recommend this book to. That's the kind of book like other people should read this book kind of thing. So yeah, I can't remember what the name of the book was for August, but it is. I think he's right. It's a romance, a romantasy. I think is what she called it, which is fantasy and romance, and yeah, that part. I think it's what she called it, but I can't remember what it was. But anyways, if you're interested in a book club, it's an online book club. Um, she talks about on her channels, TT's Urban Pantry. It'll come up. It should come up here somewhere at some point because she's a member, and you have to go over to her channel to see about it. But one of the things she talks about is the places that you can get the books. The public library, Libby, um, book service. There's another book service. Um, anyways, that part, um, which I still didn't do, Mike. I meant to do it yesterday and I didn't do it today. Is to go to the library and get the doggone code for Libby. I got to do it eventually, but I got to go out. I know I have to go out Wednesday, so maybe I'll do it while I'm out on Wednesday. Um, here's the thing. The reason I'm dragging my feet on doing that, which is I've been dragging my feet on doing that for a long time, but the reason that I'm dragging my feet on going and getting the card so I can get books through Libby, because Libby is a book. It's like a library. It's just an e-library. So you can check the books out, you read them, and you check them back in. The the reason that I am thanks, Mike. Um, hesitate that I'm dragging my feet on doing it is because I have a ton of books. I have a ton of books. I have books in my phone. I have books on my computer, and I have physical books. I have a ton of books to read, and it's like I don't need any more books to read. I got plenty of books to read, and I read a lot of books. I don't know how many books I've read. Ugh, I've read so many books. I don't know how many books I've read this year. It's yeah. Let's see. Really? What is that? Well, okay. Reading challenges. They just got all kinds of stuff up here. It looks like I've read about 120 books this year so far. Um, that could be right, but it also could be wrong because I've also read physical books. Those are just the ebooks. I've also read physical books, and I've read ebooks that are outside of Kindle. So those are just the Kindle books. Um, there's a couple series that I've read that are outside of Kindle, and yeah, there's three. 9 times 3 is what? 27. So 20. Is that right? Yeah. Is that right? It sounds like it's too many. Yeah, I've read 3 9 book series outside of Kindle. So yeah, that's 27 more books. Add to that 120. So yeah, that part. So 147 plus the physical books that I read. So I read a lot of books. And so that's the reason I hesitate to go to get the Libby card. It's like I don't have a problem getting books to read, of having enough books to read. I have more than enough. And that is why I can't get anything else done, because it's easy to read all day instead of planting seeds and weeding in the garden and trimming and trimming trees. I gotta go. I got some pruning to do and trimming trees, and refurbishing containers. Yeah, I could just read and not be out in the heat and all this stuff. And it's funny too. I need to do the weather too. I haven't done the weather tonight. um, I was looking at the weather reports and asking myself, is this summer normal, hotter than normal, and cooler than normal? And according to the data, it's a little bit hotter than normal. But according to me, it feels like this July has been cooler than normal. I don't know why I feel that way, but I do feel that way. Like right now, conditions are clear with a temperature of 79 degrees Fahrenheit. The wind is blowing from the south at 0 miles per hour, and the current humidity is 92%. Okay, 79 is quite warm for 1 a.m. But wasn't it last time? It was not, it wasn't that. It was like 74. Was it last week? I think it was like 74. And I'm thinking, wait a minute. Conditions for Cleveland. Conditions are clear with a temperature of 80 degrees Fahrenheit. The wind is blowing from the southwest at 5 miles per hour, and the current humidity is 97%. It just feels, I don't know, for me, it feels like in July, it's usually hotter than this. I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy. It seems like, I mean, maybe I'm thinking about some of the extremely hot summers we've had, but like today, I don't know what the temperature got. I don't know what the temperature got up to today. The high today was, okay, I'm not in Berlin, honey. Yeah, there. Um, oh, okay, it was hot. Okay, I take that back. Today it was hot. But like yesterday, the high temperature yesterday was 94. The high temperature today was 98. So today was a hot day. It was 98. So yeah, your high temperature was 100. Like, yeah, that okay. But you guys have been really hot lately. But like yesterday was 94, and tomorrow's supposed to be 94, and Wednesday's supposed to be 94, and Friday's supposed to be 80. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are in the 80s. This is what I'm talking about. Usually this time of year, we're having 14 days over 95 degrees, 6 days over 95 degrees. We are not having that. We're having a day over 95 and then it drops back. And then another day over 95 and then it drops back for 3 days. And then a day over 95 and then it drops back. But we're not having weeks over 95 with the heat indexes over 110 for an entire week. We're not having that. And so I feel like, well, maybe I'm just comparing it to the hottest and not comparing it to the normal. But to me, it felt like the normal when it was super duper hot for a long period of time. Seems like last summer we had more days over 95. We had more days over 98. I could be wrong. And according to the data, uh, when I did a check on it, I was like, oh, it isn't. This is kind of this is a little bit higher than normal. But not lower than normal. It doesn't seem like it's as hot as it normally is. But yeah. But I get you, Mike. I don't like it either. But it's like this morning. This morning I walked out. It's Monday. I had to take the trash out. So this morning I walked out to take the trash out, and I was like, oh, I should record a video out here and show people what my yard is looking like this morning because it's really nice out. It was muggy, but it wasn't super, super hot. And at last I had not combed my hair. So I didn't want to do the video. And I didn't want to put on a hat because it was too hot. So you got no video. There you go. And then I thought about it. Well, I could have done a video and not put myself in it. There's that. But alas, I did not. Oh my goodness. Anyways, I need to do that. Excuse me for a second, guys. This town is crazy. Yeah, that part. Okay. A headline just jumped up at me. I prefer 78. Yeah. Okay. Today, 88 beats 98. Yeah, that part. I don't like it. 100. 100. Wow. It was record heat here today. Hot, hot. Yeah, that part. That part. It was hot today. I did not go outside um during the day. I went out, like I said, I went out this morning, early this morning, and then I was in the garage. When was I in the garage? Well, that was this morning too. I did everything this morning. I was trying to think. I was like, when was I out there? But it was all this morning. I was in the garage this morning. Now I have to say, when I walk into the garage, I'm like, what? It's like it's supposed to be 88, 90, 89, 70, 88. The 70 is weird. So yeah, it. No, if I don't know, maybe it's me. It's one of those things that when you get old, you're like, when I was a kid, it was 110 degrees. Oh, honestly, to be honest, I do not remember ever being in 110-degree heat except for when I was in Conroe, Texas. And I don't remember what year it was, but it was the year that everybody in Texas decided to burn their backyards, and they hadn't had rain for over 2 months. And I was like, people, it hasn't rained for over two months. Why would you set your backyard on fire? And then it would get away from them, and they would call because I was on a fire team. Um, so, and it was 110 and 112 and 113 degrees every single day. And I was over there, I was out there for more than 30 days. It was every single day. It was literally, it felt like a sauna. You know, when you would step outside and you'd breathe, that you could feel the heat from the air in your lungs when you would take a deep breath. And it was hot. It was hot. It was so hot. And then there was one lady, and I shouldn't tell these stories. Maybe, well, I mean, it's public knowledge. There was one lady who decided that she needed to go horseback riding. It was 110 degrees. She decided to go horseback riding, and I was at the Texas Ranger, one of the Texas Ranger stations, and she was like right down the street, like three miles, I think, down the road. So it wasn't really far from where our station is. She called the station because her horse was getting overheated, and she was upset, and her horse was, it was overheated, and she didn't know what to do, and blah 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 blah. It's 110 degrees. Why you got your horse out there? Why are you out there? Anyways, that was, yeah, and that's really, those are the real. I don't, as a I would say, I've never experienced that kind of direct heat here in Alabama. I've experienced it in Texas, but not here in Alabama. Here we've gotten to 100, 101, maybe even 105, but never 110, 113 like it was out there, which was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. And what was even weirder is that we had a crew, an engine crew that came from Wisconsin. And I'm like, why are you sending people from up north to Texas in this heat? And I mean, this is a crew that we were sending out to an airport to staff the the aircraft that was dropping water on these fires, but they were the ground crew. So they're going to be out on a hot tarmac all day in 100-degree heat. I mean, they did have shade and everything, but they were not in air conditioning. They weren't in offices. They were outside. And it was like, and I'm responsible for these crews. And so the crew comes in and then they're like, well, what are you going to do? Where are you going to sign? I'm going to sign you to the garage over there. It has an air conditioned side and an unair conditioned side. You're going to be, you can be in the unair conditioned side no more than 45 minutes. You're going to be drinking water, and that's going to be your assignment for the next 2 days. Their whole assignment was to hydrate and to acclimatize. The whole assignment. Because once we sent them out to the airport, they would not have the opportunity to have air conditioning. And so they had fans, yeah, but they didn't have air conditioning. I'm like, I'm not going to have a crew go out there and die of heat stroke. They probably never experienced over 100-degree temperatures in their life. And you're going to come out here and work in this? Yeah. Your job is to not get overheated. Your job is to hydrate. That's your only job. And so you spend a couple days, sometimes up to 5 days, just getting them, doing little tasks. Not little tasks, I shouldn't say little tasks, things that need to be done, jobs that needed to be done, but not their training doing is jobs that needed to be done where they could do it safely, because the thing that you're trained to do, you can't do it right now because the work environment is too hot, which was crazy. That was absolutely insane. But hey, it's the life. She wanted her daily walk. That's crazy. My wife gave water to an old lady, fell out walking around. Oh my gosh. It's little people, think. If you want to walk, you want to get your daily walk in, okay, no problem. Go to Costco. Do your laps in Costco. You know what I'm saying? Go to Sam's Club. Go to Walmart. I mean, go to one of these big stores. Go to Home Depot and walk and walk. Don't go outside and walk. Get your walk in. You need to get your steps in. Yes, go ahead, get your steps in. I'm not saying don't get your steps in. I'm saying don't do it outside. There are plenty of places that you can go and you can walk. You can walk in Costco for miles and miles. You can walk the whole store, walk down every aisle, walk down every store and get your steps in and not get overheated. Yeah. I mean, I'm not pushing Costco. You can go Sam's Club. There are other stores. What is that store? Myers? I don't know. What is that store? What's that store you guys got up there? Y'all got stores up there. Oh, wow. Wow. Somebody needs to tell that lady to go to what is it, Myers? What's the name of that store? I don't know what the name of that store is. One of them stores y'all got up there. Um, one of those big stores. Gave water and called the ambulance. Yeah. Yeah. I get it. I get it. And it's funny. I guess it's not funny. It's interesting to me. I don't know. I don't know. You're right. The heat is no joke. And if you if you got to be out in it, is one thing. If it's your job to be out in it, is one thing. But otherwise, I mean, even the guys that come, the guys I have a guy who mows my crew that comes and mows my yard. I don't mow my yard; they mow my yard. They come and mow my yard. And sometimes they come during the middle of the day in the heat of the day because sometimes you got to come between showers. I get it. But that's their job. They're out in it every day, and it's so weird because when they come up and I see them, they wear long pants. They have long shirts, long sleeve shirts on. They have usually something around their neck, and they usually have something around their head. And it's like, ooh, they're gonna be hot. They're gonna be hot. But I have two big trees with shade in my front yard. And when they come up, I always ask them, "You guys got plenty of water? You need water?" Now they usually have plenty of water. They don't need any, but I am more than willing to give them water with ice out there because it is no freaking joke. And when they're done and they sit down under the tree, I'm happy for them to sit down under the tree because it's 10 degrees. It's almost 10 degrees cooler under the tree versus out in the sun. And so I have no problem with them sitting down under the tree to cool off after they are mowing in the heat of the day. And it's like, if I was doing it, I wouldn't be doing it in the heat of the day. I'm a 7 p.m. at night mower. And I hate it because that's when the mosquitoes are crazy and they're tearing me up, but that's when I mow. If I have to do it, because yeah, that part. It's just that much cooler. But like I said, what I was saying is one thing if it's your job and you're out in it every day and you're acclimatized to it. But it's a whole different thing when you are in your house every day, you're in air conditioning every day, and you decide to go outside and take a walk, and it's 100 degrees. Don't do that. Ooh. Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, the weather's been interesting. I got a baby possum at my door. Mike, you got a zoo at your house. You got a straight up zoo at your house. I think there's raccoons in the neighborhood. I think there's raccoons at my neighbor's house because they walk out of their house in the morning and there's stuff that they have outside. Like they have some cats. And so they have like some cat some dishes, some water dishes and food dishes for cats. And then they have some garden stuff in their yard. And they walk out in the morning and it's always moved. I mean, literally it's moved. Like the water dishes turned over, the food dishes turned over. A bag of this is moved. Some of this is moved, or some containers are moved. I'm like, I think it's got to be a raccoon. I mean, it could be something else, but it's got to be a raccoon. And so I gave him a camera. I had bought some cameras, and I had an extra one. I was like, here, put this camera in your backyard, and maybe you can catch a video of it because the camera records. And so, and it gives a notification. If you set them up right, it gives a notification because that's what I have in my backyard. Because in my backyard at night, my security lights would come on at night. I'm like, why are these lights coming on at night? And so finally, I put a camera back there and found out that it wasn't a raccoon though in my yard. It was just the cats. It was the cats that were moving around, but they weren't moving stuff in my yard. They were just, back there in the yard, crossing the yard, chasing stuff, that kind of stuff. And that was what was triggering my camera. And so I just turned my camera, the sensitivity down. So I forget what it said. I think it's like it says, because the other thing that would do it is the wind. If the wind would blow, I've got some trees that would dance in the wind if the wind got high, and if the wind would blow, then that would trigger it. And so there's a setting on mine that says something like, where it wouldn't catch small animals. And so I changed it so it didn't catch the small animals. I just wanted to know if there were people in my backyard, and so far there's been no people back there. It's just been small animals, so I'm good with that. Although I may change the sensitivity from time to time just to make sure, because like I said, I don't want anybody in my backyard. Yeah, I got cats too. You get cats too. Yeah, but it's funny. The neighbor that lives right next door to me, has 0 cats. I take that back. They have one indoor cat. But they also have 3 cats that eat at their house. They're not theirs, but they feed them, and they've taken them to the pound because to the humane whatever, to the spay neuter clinic for cats. They've caught them and taken them in because there was one of the cats when it started eating at the house, she was about to drop a litter. So she's had I think 2 litters of kittens, and after the second litter, they were like, "Okay, we can't not do this," and so they caught all of the kittens and took the mama to get fixed, and took the kitten to be um, to the humane shelter. Um, so they've got that one, and then there's another one, another 2 that have shown up. Um, and they eat over there, but they're not their cats. I don't know whose cats they are. And the funny thing about it is, I thought about getting a cat because I like cats, but I don't really think I want another animal. And so I talk to the cats, and they come. The last 2 show up in my backyard all the time. They're forever back in my backyard. I don't feed them though. So I don't feed them at all. It's like, if you're going to be an outside cat um in my backyard, then you got a job. Get to it. There's plenty of things out there for you to catch. So you can work and be in the backyard, but I'm not going to feed you. But yeah, it's interesting. YouTube thinks that I need a pet. My algorithm um keeps showing me pet videos. Oh, I mean, lots and lots of cute little kittens and cute little dogs and cute big dogs and all the dogs and everything, all the cute videos. And it's like, I'm not getting a pet. I'm not getting a pet. I'm not. I'm not going to do it. And I get, yeah, sometimes they get me. Sometimes they get me. And I actually went on the website to see what was available at the Humane Society. I went to see what was available, but I didn't go to the place. I only went online to look at the pictures. And there was nothing there that tugged my heart so much that I had to bring it home. So yeah. And no, and I'm telling y'all, don't do that. Do not go on pet adoption sites. Do not do that. Because you will be like a friend of mine who has a zoo at her house. I don't know how many dogs and cats she has now, because every now and then she'll decide that she needs to go over to the Humane Society and give them a donation, take some food, take some blankets, blah, 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 blah. And invariably she comes home with something, another something. Another cat, another dog, another something comes home with her. And it's like, how many is it now? It's like, how many do you have now? And so, yeah. So don't do it. I'm just saying, don't go on the website. Don't do it. And even now, I will make donations. I'll do food donations, and I'll do blankets and stuff, but I don't take it. I'll give it to somebody else to take it over there. Because if I go over there, I know I'm gonna bring something home, and I don't need that. I just don't need that. Oh, but yeah, do y'all watch gosh, I forgot his name. High Retired Leprechaun Hunter. Okay, Kranz. Rich is back. Okay. All right. I don't know. Hi, thanks for coming in. I don't know who you are. Um, Richie's back. Kranz. Okay. Okay. Do that. Yeah, hit the like button. Thanks for coming in. Hit the like button. I forgot. I was just gonna look something up, but I forgot what it was. That shows you where my brain is scattered. Chunked, diced, and yeah, all that covered, smothered. Uh, if you know, you know. Let them feed the algorithm. I know that's right. Uh, that is pretty crazy. But yeah, I was gonna look something up and I forgot what it was. But yeah. Um, but yeah, my algorithm thinks that I need a pet. I don't. I do not. I do not. For one, it would restrict my mobility, and I refuse to have restricted mobility. Um, so yeah, when I get ready to go, when I get ready to leave the house, I just get in my car and go, and I don't have to worry about it. And I like that idea of not having to worry about it at all. Um, so yeah, no pets for me. But I do enjoy. Oh, I forgot. That's what I was gonna look up. I was gonna look up. Um, 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 have y'all seen Valentino, the Yorkie? He is he's famous. I was looking up his name because he's got like 5 names. He is she's she's on TikTok, and but she also posts her videos on YouTube. And her dog is he's a teeny tiny Yorkie. He's about this big, and and he's like a Tasmanian devil. For real, for real. He's possessed. And he's she does the videos about how well trained he is, but he doesn't stop biting, and she's forever tossing him. He's biting her hands and barking and acting like he's a giant dog, and she's tossing him, and he comes back and he attacks her, and he attacks her and attacks her. But anyways, Valentino is like one of my favorite animals online to follow. Um, because he's absolutely insane. And the thing about it is, I think she has trained him to be insane because maybe not. But he's very well behaved when he's with her son. So it's only when he's with her that he acts like a Tasmanian devil. He's crazy. I love that dog. I love watching them together. I love the dynamic, but it doesn't make me want one. That's for sure. Does not make me want one at all because I remember those days. I remember. I mean, I had a West Highland White Terrier, and terriers are chewy dogs. They do like to chew. They do like to bite. They do like to chew, and it took me a lot of training to get my dog not to chew on people. Now he wasn't trying to hurt anybody or anything like that, but there was too many little kids around for that dog to not to to be chewing on people like that. And so we really had to work hard to get her not to chew on people. And it was, I got her to the point where a child could come up to her and put their hand in her mouth and she would not bite down. But it took a lot to get to that point because she loved to chew on you. And yeah, that part. And she also loved to chew on your ankles. It's like, it was her favorite game to run up to you and run to your ankles and nip you in the ankle and then run away to get you to chase her. That was one of her favorite things to do. And I had to, she's a cute little, when you have a cute little dog like that, little kids are like this. They want to come and they want to squeeze them. And so you really have to work at them to get them to, get it. And I mean, and dogs are smart. They learn. So it wasn't like you couldn't, like she couldn't learn. She could, and she did. But Valentino, yeah. I, if y'all haven't seen him, um, don't watch him because you're gonna get hooked on watching him. And he is, and it's funny. She's funny The lady that has him is funny the way she deals with Valentino, and he's crazy. He's crazy. But anyways, like I said, the algorithm thinks that I need a pet, and so I keep getting these pet videos, and I keep telling them, don't show me that. I'm not interested in that. Don't show me that. I'm not interested in that. So I have to go in and clean up my algorithm. And that's something that I was saying something to somebody about before too. I get sick when I get tired of the a lot. Sometimes you start getting stuff, the same kinds of videos showing up, in your algorithm all the time. You can tell that I'm not interested in that. Don't show me that. Yeah, Dexter is cute. Yeah, I haven't seen I haven't watched many of Brampton's videos lately. I actually haven't been watching videos lately. Don't tell anybody much lately, but yeah. But Dexter is cute. Does Dexter wait a minute. Is Dexter's the newer puppy? Was it Dexter or was it the one before that used to eat the tomatoes? I'm trying to remember. I can't remember. I think it was the one before. I think it was the one before Dexter that liked the tomatoes. She had like tomatoes that she planted just for him. Oh, but I can't remember for sure. Oh, I like what you call it, Nikki's dogs too. But it's funny, Nikki put that fence up, that new fence in her backyard, and I was like, oh, I like that fence. Oh, is it Dexter the one that loves tomatoes? Okay. Because Dexter just goes and picks the tomatoes. Like when they're ready, Dexter knows he's gonna get his tomatoes. Just funny. But yeah, I like Nikki's dogs too. Nikki's dogs are so big, and it's funny, she put that fence up. I'm like, those dogs can jump that fence. My my Bella could flat foot jump 6 feet in the air. Just spring up 6 feet. She could have gotten over our privacy fence if she wanted to, but she'd much rather go under it because she's part terrier, and terriers, I don't know, that terrier, it means earth dog. They eat dirt, and when they're not eating it, then they're digging in it. So yeah. But I have seen her jump. I've seen Bella jump 6 feet straight up in the air. So I know that um, Nikki's dogs can clear that fence if they wanted to. But they also know that that she doesn't want them to. So, but but they've been on it. It's so funny. She came back out. There was one video she came out and she was like, "Oh yeah, you can see where their paw prints are, where where their paws were on top of it." It was like, yeah, they could easily clear that fence. But it was a nice fence, and I thought about getting one like it too. I really do like the fence that she has around the new section of her garden. If you guys have seen it, um, it's really nice. I thought about getting one. I almost ordered it that day, and I was like, wait a minute, stop. Where are you gonna put it? Yeah, where are you gonna put it? Okay. Do you have a plan? And I didn't have a plan, so there is that part. But yeah. And don't I know I say my algorithm is saying that I need a pet, and I think about it. I do think about it because I would like to have a kitten, and I'd like to have a puppy, a small, not a puppy, a small adult dog, not a puppy, a small adult dog, and not a kitten, a small adult cat, a small breed, adult cat, and a small breed adult dog. I don't want a puppy or a kitten. I don't want to go through that again. Um, And it's not like it's bad or anything. It's just that I don't have the time or energy to fool with it. Um, I've had several puppies. Luckily, we didn't get when we got Bella as an adult. She was already an adult dog when we got her. But I've had several puppies that I've had. I mean, I take that back. Yeah, over the years, I've had several puppies, and the puppy phase I don't like. It's too much. It's too much. I mean, I remember, coming home from work every day at lunchtime because we were crate training, and There's that, and then dealing with teething, because there's that, and dealing with separation anxiety because there's that, and yeah, just all of the things, and so yeah, yeah. Bella didn't like tomatoes. She never did like tomatoes, but she loved carrots. Um, and she loved the like broccoli, the stalks, cucumbers. She loved cucumbers. Oh my goodness. Speaking of cucumbers, I need to go and check. I probably have some to pick. But yeah, she loved cucumbers and carrots, but carrots were her favorite. So much so that I had to make sure that I grew the carrots where she couldn't get to because she would dig them up. And she loved figs too. That dog, oh, she was so funny on the fig tree, how she would go out there and jump up and put her paws on the branches to bend them down so she could get to the figs and bite them off and eat them. And she's gonna make herself sick. I mean, she was gonna make herself sick because when they were green, if they were just a little bit ripe enough for her to smell them, oh, it was on. It was on. It's like, yeah. So I had to keep her away from the fig tree because she would just, like I said, she'd harvest them herself. Okay, y'all. Yes, you can see blankets off again. Blanket on, blanket off, blanket on, blanket off. But anyways, there's a mosquito in here. It's making me crazy. It's eating me alive. Yeah, that part. I want it to stop. I want it to stop. Can you stop? Can you stop? I don't need inside pets. Yeah. Mine likes green beans. Yeah, Bella liked green beans too. Yeah. She sure did. I miss my girl. I do. She was my ride or die. She was, yeah. In fact, she was the reason that I was more active with her because I had to take her out in the morning. I had to take her out at night, in the evening. So she really was the reason that um I was more active because I had to be. So yeah, Annabelle knocked on the door and climbed the screen. I'm like, girl, too hot. She was like, it's hot. But you did open the door and give her a walnut. That is so funny. She's like, it's hot. Can I come in? Can I come in? Let me in. Let me in. It's hot out here. Don't you know how hot it is out here? Oh, that is amazing to me. And it's funny because I'm not friendly with my squirrels. I have a whole family of them that live here, but I'm not friendly with them. Oh, maybe if I got friendly with them, they would stop eating up my fruit. Maybe that. But yeah, that part. And maybe if I started feeding them, well, I don't need to feed them. There's plenty of food out there for them. Um, Maybe if I started feeding them, they would leave my fruit alone. Um, but there's plenty of food out there for them. Told you there's two giant oak trees out there. Um, they have all the acorns they could ever want. You would think. I'm shocked she didn't try to come in for the AC. I know. I'm shocked she didn't try to come in either. As hot as it is out there. I don't know what's going on in your part of the world, Mike. It's just I don't know. I don't know. The weather over there is crazy. And it's so weird because I mean, you guys, your seasons your summer is so short that it's so hot. It's like, how do you go from feet of snow to 100 degrees? I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. Anyways, I gotta find my real glasses because I can only read the screen through the bifocal part of these glasses, but the regular part of these glasses, I was looking back to see if I could see far. I can see. I guess I can. I can see the clock on the wall, and I can read the stuff on the. Well, I can't really read the letters on the clock, but I can see the numbers on the clock on the wall. But so these glasses are, yeah, far distance up top and reading um mid distance for that, and then I have to take them off for close distance for sure. But my glasses are, I think my regular glasses are mid distance. I don't know. I don't know, but they're not like these because definitely have to look through the bottom of these to read the screen. I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out what's going to say. Definitely, 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 definitely. And if y'all know what movie that's from, if you know, you know, and if you don't, you don't. That part. But anyways, I'm getting tired, y'all. You know, I'm winding down. I'm winding down. I was thinking if there was something else I wanted to talk about, um, or not. I was just thinking about it, or not. Oh, I have not lost any weight. I thought I would tell y'all because I told y'all that I'm trying. I'm trying. My weight has bounced around about 5 pounds in the last couple of weeks, up and down about 5, but it's trending. Um, it's trending up slowly, and it makes me kind of hey, Miss Shirley, you got up to go to the bathroom. My phone being hit the button, going back to sleep. Okay, bye. Yeah, rest easy. He's like, I'm thinking I want popcorn. Uh-huh. I had popcorn yesterday. I had popcorn yesterday. And ooh, popcorn is one of those snacks that I love to hate. I I buy the kernels. I have a microwave popcorn popper, and so I buy the dry kernels, and I pop them that way. But ever so often, about once a year, I will get a bag of that Boone Chicka Pop caramel corn and the purple one, the purple bag. Y'all know which one I'm talking about. And yeah, um, and I got one of those this week, and it was so good. Um, it was so good. But every once in a while, I'll get a bag of those. Um, Actually, it's not even once a year because I haven't had that probably in 4 or 5 years. But every now and then I'll see it and I want it. I usually won't get it because it's sweet. So not only is the corn, it's also sweet because I normally just will use the kernels and pop mine, and then I use real butter on it because that makes it really good. Sometimes I'll do other stuff though. Sometimes I'll flavor it up, but most of the time I just put some butter on it. But it's uh, a love hate relationship with me and popcorn because my teeth, it gets in my teeth and I can't stand it. And I have a really um me and my teeth. I'm real particular about my teeth. I spend a lot of money on my teeth. So yeah, that part. What the heck? Oh, was that the same house? Anyways, yeah, that was cool. I hate it when the husk stick to your gums or your toe. The husk, yes. Oh no, it's not the sticking. It's they get. I hate it when they get stuck in, like they get between the teeth, or okay, it must be bathroom time. Bathroom break, everybody. Hey, Auntie Ellen. Uh-huh. And it's my wake up time. It's not 3 a.m. Yeah, it is. It's almost 3 a.m. How are you? You just missed Miss Shirley came through for her bathroom break. But yeah. But yeah, popcorn. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, it's a snack that I like to have, but every time I eat it, I'm thinking, ugh, yeah, because of the teeth, it gets stuck in the teeth, and I can't stand it when it gets stuck in the teeth. But yeah, oh goodness gracious, my bladder woke up first today. Yeah, I know that's right. We won't talk about my bladder. um, but yeah. But unlike last week, this time, guys, my hip is not bothering me. Remember, last week, this time, I had to do a major adjustment and put my leg up because my hip was bothering me so bad. But it's not hurting me at all this week. See, and that's the thing. Yeah, there's no reason. There's absolutely no reason, or if there is a reason, I don't know what it is, and that's the thing that bothers me. I've got a appointment with the doctor this week, and I don't even know what to say. I actually want to call and cancel the appointment because I don't know what to say. Um, what do I say? I'm not in any pain this week. My hip's not bothering me this week. I haven't had any pain. What do I say? I haven't taken the medicine that you prescribed because I haven't needed it. So, I don't know why I haven't needed it. Do you know why? Is it because I don't know why? Is it something I'm eating or not eating? Let me see. What have I not had this week that I normally have? Can't think of anything. What have I had this week that I don't have? Blueberry moon pie. But so maybe the blueberry moon pie is what I need to start eating more on a regular basis uh, I haven't had any pain. So what? Yeah, that part. I don't know. I don't know. So I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. And I know that they don't know either. That's the thing. And that's the thing too. The other thing too. This is the thing that bothers me. I know I feel like I'm talking in circles, but hey, it is what it is. Um, how do you figure out what foods trigger you in any way, shape, form, or fashion? And the reason I ask you that is because some people have said, oh, if you have arthritis, you shouldn't eat tomatoes. Is that true? Um, how do I know it's the tomato? If I don't eat tomatoes and I have pain, was it not the tomato, or was it the tomato? If I do, you know what I'm saying? If I eliminate the tomato but the pain is still there, do I add the tomato back or do I eliminate something else and see if the pain is still there? I don't I know, maybe I'm making it too difficult. And that's the thing. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I overthink these things and make them too difficult. But that's what I want to know. How do I know what is causing the problem? Because what if the problem is not the tomato? It's that whenever I have tomato, I also have bread because, or wheat because I'll either have it with pasta or I'll have it on a sandwich or I don't just eat plain tomatoes. You know what I'm saying? I'll usually have it with something else, and maybe it's not the tomato, maybe it's the thing that I'm having the tomato with. And I'm just asking, I know, I don't know how do you figure it out? You know, what if it's is it the wheat, or is it the gluten in the wheat, or is it it's not the wheat and it's not the gluten in the wheat? What if it's the um whatever they use to enrich the wheat? You know what I'm saying? How do you figure that out? It's not the bread, it's what you put on the bread. Is it the dairy? Because when I usually have bread, I usually have bread and dairy together. Is it the dairy, or is it a combination of the dairy and the bread? Sugar for arthritis. Is it the sugar? Is it the sugar? Uh, yeah, that part. Is it the sugar? Because if it's the sugar, then I should have had pain today because I've had sugar today for sure. I've had way too much sugar today. But I'm not having pain tonight. Like last Monday night, I was in so much pain that I was like this, and I had to lift my leg up, and I had to find this thing to put it on, and I had to stretch it out and all of that, and I could barely get up, I could barely move because I went to get a book to show you guys, and I could barely get up to go and get the book, but I'm not having problems getting up and anything. So is it the sugar? It could be the sugar. But how do I know? That's what I'm saying. How do I know? Because I've definitely had sugar today. I've had way too much sugar today, and I'm not having the pain today. I'm not having the stiffness today. I'm moving really well today. So I don't know. Yeah. So I don't know how to figure it out. I don't know how to figure it out. And then I also don't know what to tell the doctor when I go to the doctor. Well, I know what I'm going to tell the doctor. I'm going to tell the doctor that, why don't we just leave things the way they are right now? And if I start having more problems, I'll make an appointment and I'll come back to see you. Because, um, yeah, yeah, that part. Like I said, I almost want to just cancel the appointment. It's like, it's not worth it. It's almost not worth it to go at this point because there's no new data. Um, yeah, I know, Wanda. I'm sorry. I'm talking around in circles. My main issue is if there's a food or if there's something I'm ingesting that is um, causing the problem, then how do I figure it out? Because right now, on a day that I'm not having the pain, I can't say that I haven't eaten any of the things that I thought might have been triggers for the pain. I can't say because I've all of the things that should be triggering the pain, I've had some of those within the last, 28, 24, 48 hours. Um, and so, yeah. And you're right, food journal. And yeah, I tell you what, I need to keep a food journal anyway because when I keep a food journal, I eat less. Because I'm too lazy to write it down, I won't eat it. I just won't eat. And that I absolutely eat less when I keep a food journal. Um, when it's too hard to figure out, um, like when I go and cook, and we were talking about earlier we were talking about cooking foods and trying to eat whole foods and trying to eat real foods. And so when I go in the kitchen and I cook something, and it's like I take some onions and peppers and some onions and some peppers and some carrots and some celery, some cabbage, whatever, and I do a stir fry and throw some kind of a protein in with it, and you know then maybe put that over pasta or rice, and I eat that. And then I have to figure out when I have to break that down into how many servings of what that I had. It becomes so difficult. It's like, you know what, I'll just eat carrots because then I'll know, okay, I had carrots, and I'll leave the rest of the stuff, and then tomorrow I'll just eat the protein, because it takes if it gets too difficult to figure out the portions, um, then I just won't eat. It's simpler to just simply not eat, and that's what happens if I keep a food journal. And it works every time. When I get a food journal, I eat much less. I eat much simpler, and I lose weight because I'm not eating enough. That part. I mean, and it's not nothing's wrong with that because I do want to lose the weight, so that's not a problem. I should do that anyway, because I need to definitely lose 100 pounds. Um, but yeah, that part. Yeah. Anyways, I'm getting tired, guys, because I spaced out there for a minute. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up and say good night. Say thank you to everybody who came in and contributed to the conversation. Um, like I said, the question for the night is your head in the game, and if it is or is not, is it where you want it to be? Because you may not want it to be at all. So, is it where you want to be? Um, and give it some thought. And if you want to elaborate on that, you can. If you don't, you don't have to. You and yes, I'm gonna say, um, yeah, I'm gonna say goodnight. But thank y'all for coming in and for participating and for supporting me on this channel, on this live stream. And I will be probably see you again next week at Monday night, 11:10 Central Time. Um, See if this thing works. There you go. Good night, everybody. See you in these YouTube streets.